Okay, so I've got a music degree, and I cannot for the life of me figure out how in the world Multitracks calculates 6/8 time. And I'm going to demonstrate what I mean here. So I'm here in playback. So here's the problem I'm having. I've got a song called I Witnessed It by Passion. Everybody knows this song. It's in 6/8 time. Now, if you go onto multitracks.com and look this song up, which I'm about to do, you can see that it's in 6/8 time. I'll just go into the middle of it somewhere. Okay, so we can hear it's playing. And I can tap this in. Now, here's the deal with 6/8. And this is a music school thing, so let me get really nerdy. There's two ways to count 6/8. You can count the eighth notes, which you would count as these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I like to use this tap per beats per minute. So if I was to count like that, and I was to tap this song in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and I'm doing it a little fast because I'm trying to talk, but let me get a little more accurately. Okay, so about 174. I actually took my tempo off the acoustic version, and it's more precisely dialed into 172. So set that aside for a minute. So this is 172. Okay, it might be slightly different in the live version versus the acoustics version, but I took the acoustic version. So for illustration purposes, we'll go with 172. The other way you can count it is the big beats. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we tap it in that way, what do we get? Okay. Averaging to 56. Okay. 56. 56 times 3 equals 168. So we're in the neighborhood. But roughly this is like 1/3 of this. And again, I'm doing this. I would like normally do it a little bit longer to get that average over, like, let's say a quarter of the song. These are some pretty quick, rough numbers. But the big number, the big pulses, is 1/3 of the small number. Now look what Multitrack says this song is. 86. How in the world do they get 86 out of this? Here's what I think they do. I think they take every 2 beats and count this in a weird way as like a 1 and 2 and Ableton is the same way. Let me show you. So Ableton, I've got this pulled up. I made this click. Sounds like this.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So I typed it in to be 172. Again, either this number or this number. I've told Ableton, hey, this is 6/8, call it 172.
Intro.
It sounds right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
But what is it actually calculating it? It's calculating it as 3 beats per measure. Now, what I probably could have done is half of 172. Let's see what that is. 172 divided by 2 is 86. Okay, so let's say if I called this 86, what will happen?
Intro. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. Now, let me show you what it's doing, because Multitracks and Ableton think in the same way. It's saying, hey, every 2/8 notes is a beat, which is not true in 6/8. This is called compound meter. But let's just give it to them. Every 2/8 notes is a beat. Let's go back to my tap for beats per minute, and let's do this.
Intro. 2, 1, 2,
This is really difficult.
4, 5, 6.
1, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do you see how they're getting their 86? They're taking every 2/8 notes and calling it one beat, and that's where they're getting that number. Now, it happens to line out really nice on a grid, but technically it should be 172 or it should be 56. That's how you count 6/8. So Ableton and Multitracks are saying, well, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right, quick interruption of myself by myself. I'm going to make this as simple as I can. I was telling my friend Andrew about this and how confusing it was. He's a music whiz. He has his doctorate in music theory. He can take the most complex topics and put them into simple sentences. He said this, oh, they give you the quarter note. I said, why are these charts and these sites and these apps giving me the quarter note when it's in 6/8? Nobody uses a quarter note in 6/8. He says the electric guitarists do. They've got to set their delays, which build off of eighth notes and quarter notes. So because of that, you have a tempo given to you that's in quarter notes, but you go punch that tempo into, let's say, the metronome on your phone, and it doesn't work, and it's accenting the wrong beats. If you want to hear a beat that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then you've got to figure out what is that eighth note. And then you can put it in 6/8, you can put it in 3/8, but you need the eighth note to do that. So how you do that is you take your quarter note tempo, let's say it's 72, and you multiply it by 2. Then you get 144. Well, what you can do with that is you can punch that into a phone, and you get... And if that's too fast for you, you could divide that by 3, and you get every... Okay, so 144 divided by 3, I think it's like 48 or something. And you could use that as well. So those are all options of ways to convert the quarter note tempo into the eighth note or even the dotted quarter note pulse. Hopefully that's helpful to you. It's super confusing to me.
Now, why am I saying this? Because I think Ableton and Multitracks are wrong? No, I'm saying this so that when you get a song that you have tapped in to figure out what the BPM is, or maybe like me, you've made your own click, you need to get it to play well with multi-track. So when I upload my click sound and I say, yeah, this is 172, you can see that right there, and I hit play, this is what it sounds like.
Intro. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So if I just use my big beats, I'm thinking I'm getting this. I'm actually getting this. So I'm getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nobody counts 6, 8 that way. Now if I put in these, it gets even worse. Come on. Holy smokes. Unusable. Okay, so how do I solve this? Well, same thing I did in Ableton. I need to actually half the tempo. So if I go in and say, and I can do this actually right in here. I've uploaded, because I use my own arrangement, I chopped it up and I did different sections and I called them different things. And I made my own click to it, which is not playing anyway, so irrelevant. But I made my own version of this song. But here's what it does for me. I can go in there, I can edit song details, and I can actually type in 86. And when I do that, listen now what happens when I play it. So this is the 86 version. 86, watch.
Intro. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's exactly what I need to hear. I could do that. Okay, anyways, that's a very long and drawn out explanation of if you're using Ableton in 6/8, you need to do every quarter note as your pulse. Why multi-tracks? Why Ableton? I think music school has made me think of this in a different way. And so I'm just trying to be multilingual here. So I'm going to speak the language of Ableton and Multitracks with respect to 6/8. I'm going to speak the language of the classical musicians with respect to 6/8. If you've made it this far in my rant, I hope this has helped you understand what in the world is going on. It's still confusing to me. It's bizarre, but this is the relationship between these numbers.